Wow, Attorney General William Barr had heavy criticism for Democrats, saying the Democrats are trying to bank on a made-for-TV, quote, public spectacle of Robert Mueller testifying at two back-to-back hearings before Congress about his Russia probe on July 17th. The Attorney General spoke to the Associated Press. He says the Justice Department would support Robert Mueller if he decides he does not want to subject himself to these hearings. William Barr also says the DOJ would seek to block any attempt by Congress to subpoena members of Robert Mueller's team. There's 19 lawyers on that team. Let's bring in Kelsey Bolar for her reaction. Kelsey Bolar of the Heritage Foundation. Big news from William Barr today. What was your reaction when you heard it?
Good evening, Liz. I think William Barr is absolutely right. Democrats are trying to turn this hearing, if it happens, into a political spectacle. That's what they did about 4 weeks ago when the House held a hearing on the same subject with John Dean, who's completely irrelevant to the entire investigation. So Barr's completely right. I think Democrats might run with this soundbite, but it'll be interesting to see if Mueller does testify, because I think he has nothing to gain by testifying. Both Republicans and Democrats have their own reason for criticizing him.
I mean, John Dean, he said he himself was not a fact witness. I mean, what other kind of witness do you have? There is no indication Mueller will skip the appearance, the hearing for Congress. Is William Barr trying to help Mueller by giving him cover?
I wouldn't go as far as to say he's trying to help him, but certainly he's letting him know he is not being pressured by the Justice Department to testify. That is ultimately his decision, and Mueller has told the American public multiple times that he wants his work to speak for itself. This is a $30 million, 448-page report that has been available to the public for months now. Americans are ready to go on. We know they don't support impeaching the president, let alone want to drag on this investigation through multiple more hearings, when now we have actual policies to debate with the presidential election coming up.
We've got House Judiciary Chair Jerry Nadler said the mere fact of Robert Mueller testifying could have a profound impact and get Americans to focus on the Mueller report. Is this the Democrats trying to keep an irrational hope alive to impeach Trump? Because that 2020 clock is ticking. You don't do impeachment in election year. You have to start by September latest before an election year. So this is really about dragging the president's approval ratings down. I mean, William Barr said he's still probing the origins of the Russia investigation. Kelsey, here's more news out of William Barr. He said he has not gotten a straight answer about why a counterintelligence investigation was opened on the Trump campaign and whether less drastic measures could have been taken. So he's still looking into that.
Absolutely, and that statement from Nadler you just read just shows that there's actual evidence backing up what Barr said today, that Democrats are trying to make this a political spectacle, because this isn't about getting to the bottom of the investigation. We already know what's in that report, more importantly, what's not in that report. This is really a PR strategy to put impeachment on the table. Democrats do not have the support of that within their own caucus, let alone with the American public. But of course, they're going to plow forward because they want to avoid talking about the good economy, the good jobs report, and all the good news coming from the Trump administration.
This is the month of July. They go out for recess by August. They come back in September. September is when they focus on the debt ceiling, you know, the spending, 2020 race. This is the month the Democrats have to get stuff done. And this is do or die time for them. We've got half a dozen committees still pursuing Trump inquiries, no clear mission. Republicans say this is just Trump hatred on steroids and stilts. Your reaction?
Absolutely. This shows Democrats are unserious about doing their jobs. We have a border crisis that they at least now acknowledge, and instead they want to continue talking about the Mueller report. I think ultimately it risks getting them in trouble, because if we make this the top news story of the day, ultimately we're going to have to talk about the secondary probe that the Justice Department is looking into, why this whole investigation got launched, and why the Trump campaign was faced surveillance.
Kelsey Bolar, come back. Great to have you on.
Thank you.
We're keeping a